never done this before. Well, darling, can't you see what you done to me? And I ain't gonna hide the way I feel no more. So let's roll all night. We gonna roll until the morning light. Hello.
So proud that we had, and it twilight last was like stars and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
Good evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMillan with your nightly news. Now, if you fell for that, y'all need to go home and go to bed. It is Bluegrass time with the Xfinity series here at Martinsville. Joined alongside with BJ Duvall, qualifying up now. BJ.
Yeah. While we're waiting on drivers to come out on track, we'll go ahead and go over the points going into tonight. Got Radburn Shutters leading the way. Scott Fritz second. Brandon Robertson third. James Silvers fourth. Adam Lancaster. Nate Maurer. Darius Boyd and Michael Robinson rounding out your 8 drivers chasing down that final 4 position. Scott Fritz picked the win last week, locked himself into the Final Four going into Phoenix next week. See if he can repeat it or somebody else will take that position.
All right, on the board right now is the number 46 of Sean Kostritza. Sean Kostritza in the 46 machine, currently quick time with a 20.02. Radbird Shutters in the 44 machine out there in second. BJ, who you're following on the right-hand side of the screen?
Robbie Richards in the number 12.
Well, okay.
I don't have any location info. A little bit of a different look for Robbie Richards here in the Xfinity Series tonight. Usually he's running like a black and red. Ooh, bad turn right there for him. Locks it up. And looks like Tony Iverson also having some troubles through turns 1 and 2.
Well, Tony Iverson gets it collected and gets it going in the 72 machine from Farnley, Nevada. Heard him last night talking about his wife. They're expecting their son early December, I believe it is, BJ?
Yeah, I believe he said 9th of November, but they're about 4 days ahead of schedule, so they're looking at the 5th.
Next
So
on the track. Yeah, congratulations, definitely. So you're looking right now, next on the track is the 33 James Silvers. He had to put it back down pit road. Qualifying all-star back over for him. Also making his way onto the track in car number 1 is Adam Lancaster. Adam Lancaster in the 1 machine. He will appear on your right-hand side. On your left-hand side, you see James Silvers in the 33 machine. Kostritza, top of the board with a 20.02. Shutters, Newbert, Richards, and Iverson. Your top 5 so far qualifying. Adam Lancaster goes second quick. Now look at Silvers. He tops the chart with a 19.91. A 19.91. Coming on to the track now. At car number 971. That is Nate Bauer from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. As you can see him on the screen there. I have the live look in.
First lap for Nate Mauer already in. He's going to go quick time already on his first lap. And not complete his second lap. He's going to pull it in after the first. It will be good enough for quick.
All right, 8 drivers have timed in. Nate Bauer top of the charts with James Silvers, Sean Kostritza, Adam Lancaster, and Radbird Shutters your top 5. Newbert in 6th. 7th is Robbie Richards. 8th is Tony Iverson. There's your top 8 who qualified in. Next, making his way into the track in car number 88 from Riverside, California. It's Michael Robinson. Michael Robinson in the 88. Also, next car making his way onto the track in car number 48. That's going to be Mo Abbott. Well,
Mo Abbott did not like the run that he was having, so he took a back pit side in that Color 2 Racing number 48.
Just over 5.5 minutes left in qualifying here with the Bluegrass Iracing Xfinity Series.
Michael Robinson will go a 7th quick with a 20.8 second lap. Still waiting for times to come in for Mo Abbott. Drivers yet to qualify are going to be Justin Winters, Brandon Robertson, Jeremiah Hobbs, last week's winner Scott Fritz, and Darius Boyd. Mo Abbott will time in 6th quick with a 20.08. Michael Robinson's second lap will be quicker with a 20.66, but he will remain 8th quick.
All right. So Mo Abbott still on the racing surface right now as he goes now to 3rd quick in that 48 machine. So your top 3 is Mauer, Silvers, Abbott, and Kostritza, and Lancaster. Your top 5, we're still waiting for Justin Winters, Brandon Robertson, Jeremiah Hobbs, Scott Fritz, and Darius Boyd. Last week, Scott Fritz locked himself into the Final Four. This will be next week at Phoenix. We're going to find out tonight who the final 3 drivers that will be joining him heading into the Phoenix next week. 10 drivers qualified, BJ. We got 5 left.
That's right. Still waiting on them to get out and get rolling. But, you know, speaking of the Final 4, that reminds me. Quick recap of last week in the Truck Series and last night in the Truck Series. We had Bobby Hall Jr. get himself the points lead, so he'll be heading into the Final 4. Keith Hackney, Adam Newbert locked himself with a race win, and Justin White locked himself in with a race win. So those are the drivers heading into the Final 4 next week at Phoenix in the Truck Series.
Brandon Robertson now on the track at the number 2 machine, currently 6 quick on the board. Going for a second lap here as he comes out of turn number 4. Let's see if he can improve that lap. Looks like he's going to stay 6 quick. Brandon Robertson. Still left to qualify is Justin Winters, Jeremiah Hobbs, Scott Fritz, and Darius Boyd. You see the Can-Am number 2 machine making his way down pit road.
Scott Fritz has made his way to the end of pit road, but has not come out onto the track yet. Still 2.5 minutes roughly here in practice, waiting to see if Winters, Hobbs, and Boyd will go out. Here comes Scott Fritz, driver out of Maryland for T. Berry Motorsports.
That's right. The Terry Berry Motorsports driver, Scott Fritz, in a 0-1. Like we said, he locked himself in last week. Now we're going to look at some different in-car view camera of him and the outside view camera of him.
You know, one thing that's really neat to actually get to see whenever you go on board like that is just how close they actually do get to the wall. You know, it's not like in real life, unless you're driving in VR, where you can just look left and right and see exactly where the right side of your car is. You have to drive off pure instinct here on iRacing most of the time to know you're not hitting that wall. Scott Fritz's first lap is going to go for 9th quick with a 20.3. We'll see what he can do here for his second lap.
Well, BJ, he's going to make Terry Berry proud of him as he goes 4th quick in qualifying. All right. With just a minute and 10 seconds left to qualify, want to go thank the fine sponsors of the Bluegrass Iracing Series. Roasted Jim's Coffee, Kinder Performance, Butt Kicker, Nitro Racing, Huffman Designs. So still left to qualify with 45 seconds left on the board be Justin Winters, Jeremiah Hobbs, and Darius Boyd. Well, BJ, go ahead and tell us the stages.
The stage break tonight here is a lap number 80, and we saw it last night in the Truck Series how important that stage break could be, as that moved Bobby Hall Jr. winning his stage up into the points lead, securing himself into the Final 4 in the Truck Series. Could we see something similar here tonight with those 10 bonus points for winning a stage? Find out.
Well, it could. It could. All right, qualifying over with. It's time to go racing. All righty. Here is tonight's starting lineup for the Bluegrass Xfinity Series at Martinsville. Maybe. Let's see. There we go. All right, starting on the pole tonight in car number 971. This is Box Motorsports. This is Nate Mauer. to his outside in the 33 from the Cornerstone Motorsports. It's James Silvers.
Row number 2 on the inside. It's the Color 2 racing number 48, Mo Abbott. To his outside. He's last week's winner. He's in the Final Four already. It's the T-Berry Motorsports 01, Scott Fritz.
We're number 3 to the inside, the Wolf Pumps number 46, Sean Kostritza. And to his outside, the Elite Motorsports car number 1, Adam Lancaster.
Row number 8 on the inside. New England's number 2, Brandon Robertson. To his outside, Cornerstone Motorsports number 44, Radford Shutters.
In row number 5 to the inside, Hillsdale, Georgia, car number 17, it's Adam Newbert. And to his outside, Empire Motorsports car number 88, Michael Robinson.
Row number 6 on the inside. In the 12 machine is Robbie Richards. To his outside, the high side hustlers, number 72, it's Tony Iverson.
And your 7th row inside, Elite Motorsports car number 7, Justin Witters. To his outside, car number 10, Darius Boyd. And rounding out the field, the Empire Motorsports car number 19, Jeremiah Hobbs. That is tonight's starting grid for the Bluegrass Iracing Series Xfinity Series. How about that? Scott Fritz picked up the win last week, locked himself into next week's Final Four at Phoenix. In the 01 machine, Nate Maurer just joined in. He is your pole sitter tonight. There's Nate Maurer live looking at him right now. He has the lights on. He's going to be paying attention. He wants to lock himself in tonight.
He's definitely going to be looking for a lot, and just want to make sure that he cannot hear you on the camera sharing program, Steve. Just want to double check that.
Yeah, let's see. He shouldn't.
Okay. All right.
Was he hearing me?
I don't know. I just figured it was a good idea to double check it.
All right, the pace car pulling in. Here's Nate Bauer bringing us to the green. As you look at her side by side, we're going to wait for Barney, the iRacing flagman, to wave that flag. He waves it now. Good start there from the two drivers side by side. Going into turn number 1. Look at Mo Abbott. He thought about going 3 wide there. That pushes Silvers up. Silver's going to lose a lot of spots there as Mo Abbott moves up to that second spot there. Scott Fritz on the outside of Sean Kostritza. Look at those two went high. That allows Sean Kostritza to move into the second spot. There's Adam Lancaster now in the third position. Mo Abbott made a very aggressive move. Go to turn number 1. He's fallen all the way back to that 4th position. There's Scott Fritz currently running in 5th. And right behind him is Brandon Robertson in the 02. James Silvers, who started the outside pole, is right now in that 6th position with Mo Abbott falling back even further into that 7th spot, BJ. And then you have Adam Newbert in the Powerhouse 17 machine looking to the inside of the 48 of Mo Abbott right now. Go ahead and give that 7th spot to Adam Newbert.
You know, on a track that's very hard to pass, very tight racing. Sometimes you got to make those aggressive moves like we saw out of the 48 of Mo Abbott. But from what we've been seeing out of James Silvers, that might not have been the worst for him. Lately, he's been able to start up towards the front, but he'll sit back, he'll save his tires, and then he'll move forward close to the end of his run. He's been doing it a lot here in the playoffs. Look forward to seeing him do it again here tonight. One driver surprising me right now, sitting quite a ways back on 11th spot, is our points leader of Radburn Shutters in the 44 machine. He's under pressure right now from Justin Winters for that 11th spot. Not a position we're used to seeing Radburn Shutters in.
Well, look at Tony Iverson. He's stuck there in the very back, tailback, that 15 machine. He was up here with us last night. That car looks maybe it's handling, a little ill handling right now, as they're going to have to do some work there, try to chase down the 10 of Darius Boyd. But right now, look at the 971 way out front in the 971 there machine. There's Adam Lancaster in second, the 46 of Shocker Stritza. And you have Fritz looking to his inside there, thought better of it. Good racing so far. Look at the two. Oh, he gave a shot to shorts. Brandon Robertson gave to Scott Fritz. Shot to shorts there going into turn number 1.
Steve, the music is still on. I will relay the message to tell you.
Well, it's because we're dancing. Granny's dancing.
Oh, boy.
We don't stop till Granny sits down.
But, you know, I talked about it a little bit last night. Ooh, Darius Boyd going a lap down already. Goes Haddle to Adam Lancaster goodbye. But as I was saying, we talked about it last night a little bit. When drivers are running really close nose to tail, like we saw Brandon Robertson and Scott Fritz just a moment ago, it comes down to some major trust here on a track like this with a tight paperclip turns and then being able to get up so much speed down the straightaways. If you don't have that trust in the driver in front of you or that trust in the driver behind you, it can be quite intimidating heading down into the corners. If your braking points are not extremely similar, at least, you're going to end up having those kind of situations where you rear the driver in front of you. And caution flag waves already here on the night.
Well, let's see. It shows Darius Boyd in the 17 of Adam Newbert. Oh, Newbert. Oh. Let's take a look at a different angle here on Adam Newbert's machine. Comes off the turn. Oh, he hits the outside wall. That's going to push him into the inside wall. That motor looks gone. But it's there. This looks gone.
He's definitely tore, quite literally, everything but the fenders off the front end of that number 17 machine. You know, we watched him win the race last night in the truck series here. The Xfinity car, a little bit of a different animal, and you saw it right there, but that's not something we normally see out of the 17 of Adam Newbert. He's been extremely fast, extremely consistent here late in the season at number 17, but right there coming off the corner, just kind of bit him.
Well, your race leader of Nate Maurer bringing it down pit road for a pit stop. James Silvers is down there. Sean Kostritza, Brandon Robertson there, down there. You got Tony Iverson, Newbert, Hobbs, Shutters. Lancaster Fritz stayed out. There goes the 12 machine of Robbie Richards making his way out down there. So Lancaster stays out, so does Scott Fritz. Bo Abbott right there. Darius Boyd down pit road, but look at Nate Bauer. He comes back out in the 4th position.
And Robbie Richards chose to come down with a late pit stop. Didn't take the first time around to get fuel, whereas just about everybody else came down, got fuel. A couple of drivers, James Silvers, Brandon Robertson, Sean Kostritza, Radburn Shutters, those guys came down and took fuel and tires, but everybody else is coming down taking fuel. Robbie Richards chose the later pit stop, so he'd have one extra lap of fuel in his tank here to make sure that he can make it to the end of the stage. But Darius Boyd, not really by choice, coming down with the later pit stop. He got the lucky dog. It sent him around. The pit road was closed to him while everybody else came down, and then he was allowed to come down afterwards. So that's a little bit of a different situation for drivers that are getting their laps back like that.
As the caution lights are still on here at Martinsville for your first caution of the night for Adam Newbert in the 17 machine. Adam Lancaster right now is your race leader in the Lancaster Transmissions. There's Scott Fritz, last week's winner. He restarted outside. Lights will go dark on the pace vehicle. We're going to let him resume out of turn number 4. This time, Adam Lancaster can restart anywhere in the Geico restart zone. See a little damage to the 0-1 of Scott Fritz's machine in the back there. That's where he got a little love tap. the first couple of laps. Individual C-Speed shopping machine. The Terry Berry Motorsports. Coming out turn number 4. Adam Lancaster brings us to the green. He fires. Good start there for Adam Lancaster. He kind of caught Scott Fritz sleeping there. Look at Bo Abbott now to the inside of Scott Fritz. Coming out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Fritz is going to clear him. Now Bo Abbott goes to clear him on the outside. Bo Abbott's trying. But here comes the 48. Ooh, that's looking kind of strong there, BJ.
The 48 of Moab, we saw him on the initial start go for the aggressive move and force James Silvers to slide to the wall right there. Took an aggressive shot on the inside of Scott Fritz. Fritz held strong though, stuck down there and did not let him make the move that he was shooting for. Nearly having contact through turns 3 and 4 right there between Abbott and Maurer. Able to continue on, no harm, no foul. James Silver's now taking a look to the outside of Mo Abbott. I wonder if he's got anything playing in the back of his mind about the initial start of this race. Does not want to be there. It looks like he does change his mind. Shoots to the inside of Mo Abbott through 3 and 4. Side by side, that's for 4th.
Meanwhile, Adam Lancaster, he's pulled out to a Sunday drive down the back straightaway, headed into turn number 3. There is Scott Fritz running in second. Nate Bauer, your posted her 971, comes out turn number 4 in that 3rd spot. Then you got James Silvers, Brandon Robertson as they head down the front straightaway into turn number 1. As the drivers coming out turn number 2, Scott Fritz looking pretty calm and stable there. So is Nate Maurer. There is James Silvers and the 2 of Brandon Robertson. Your top 5. Bo Abbott's falling back to that 6th spot. There's Michael Robinson in the 88 machine. Sean Kostritza, the 46, the Wolf Pumps 46, currently running in that 8th position.
Yeah, Kostritza, we've seen him here lately. He's been getting a really good early run speed, but then just kind of falls off a bit later in the runs with the tire fall off. He's not quite got the tire conservation thing down like a lot of these other drivers do, but he does definitely have speed. I don't think he's one to count out here next season, and he is still in the playoffs this season, so if he gets a good finish here tonight, we might just see him at Phoenix next week battling for a championship.
Look there, Nate Bauer gets around. Scott Fritz for second now has his eyes set on the leader, and he's trying to bring James Silvers in with him. James Silvers to the inside of Scott Fritz in the 0-1. As they cross the start-finish line, 25 laps in the books, 175 to go. Side-by-side racing for that 3rd spot with Fritz and Silvers. Silvers will clear him. Scott Fritz will fall back to 3rd. There is Brandon Robertson in the 5th position. Fritz goes high. That's going to allow Brandon Robertson to get around him. Fritz now falls back to 5th. There's Bo Abbott currently in that 6th position. A little further back, there's the Justin Winters in the 7 machine. And right behind him is Radbird Shutters into 44. Tony Iverson's made his way up to that 11th spot there. Then you have a 12 of Robbie Richards. There's Darius Boyd and Brennan Hobbs in the 17 machine. But meanwhile, Nate Maurer, you better watch out because James Silvers is coming in a hurry.
Yes, he most definitely is. Maurer, one of those drivers that needs a good finish to get himself in. Right now, he sits in 6th in points, which I misspoke just a moment ago. Sean Kostritza is not in the playoffs. Still, caution is out. We'll take a look here and see just what happened. Looks like Darius Boyd just got the grass just a little bit, got into Robbie Richards and sent Richards around. Not anything real major. Doesn't look like there's any damages. Nobody made any contact with the walls or anything like that. Just kind of nice and easy around, and then got it gathered back up and back going.
All right, James Silvers. Now your race leader because the one of Lancaster and Nate Maurer making another pit stop here to 971. Scott Fritz is down pit road. So is Michael Robinson, Bo Abbott, Justin Winters, Tony Iverson, Darius Boyd, Jeremiah Hobbs. So James Silver stays out. Here's your new race leader with Brandon Robertson, Sean Kostritza, Your top three, there's Radbird Shutters down at 4th position, and Robbie Richards, who brought out that caution in the 5th spot there. Its light should go out next time by. Adam Lancaster comes back on off of pit road. He will restart in the 6th position. Nate Maurer will restart in the 7th. The 17, Adam Newber has made his way back out, BJ.
Yeah, he's got most of his front clip back. He's just missing the hood now. But, you know, Iracing talked about it last night when we spoke with him. You know, the aerodynamics are not important here. This is not a track of aerodynamics. As long as you don't have any mechanical damage or suspension damage to those rides, you will still be able to have speed.
Well, Barney, he said, nope, we're going to stay in caution a couple more times here. You're watching the Bluegrass Xfinity Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Make sure to go over to the Bluegrass Facebook page, hit the like, hit the follow, and then go to the YouTube and hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing. Let's see what Barney tells the pace car this time.
You know, Steve, just looking over the points here, Adam Lancaster was the leader before this caution came out. He came down, got fresh tires, got fuel, so he can make it to the end of the stage. He's got a good chance of making it back forward. He's on some of the fresher tires out here on the track. Currently going to be restarting in 6th, I do believe. But if he can get that thing going, he can get moving back forward and get a stage win. And James Silvers finishes outside the top 10 in the stage. Lancaster stands a good chance to make it in. Green flag is out on the track. James Silvers brings us back to the green by sticking nice and tight to his back bumper. Battle for second now coming out of turn number 2. Kostritza and Brandon Robertson side by side. Robertson's going to have the momentum around the outside and get that position, but Kostritza's going to battle back to the inside.
So your top 3, James Silvers, Robertson, and Kostritza. Your top 3, there is the 44 Radbird Shutters. And Robbie Richards right now in that 5th spot after bringing out that caution. And then a little further back there, you see Nate Maurer at a 971. Let's go look on Nate Maurer's live look-in. See Nate right there. Wearing his racing gloves. Oh, look at the 0-1 going in. He will pass. Nate Maurer. Scott Fritz moves up to that 5th spot. Fritz in one turn, BJ, got 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, he was able to make his way forward and in a big hurry right there with that move. Robbie Richards, part of that last caution, he's still in good position from the pit stops during that yellow flag, but Scott Fritz took charge and made his way into 5th place and in a hurry right there through that turn. Over on the right side of your screen, you see the battle between Robbie Richards and Mo Abbott and Darius Ford. Yeah, I'll get the right number, wrong series.
On the left-hand side, you can see the front 3 right there. Brandon Robertson, James Silvers. Robertson all over the hip pocket of the 33 of James Silvers. On this restart, James Silvers didn't really get the jump that we see the other 2 restart drivers get. Where they started. Right there, your top 3. Earl Blanket over. Then in 4th place is Radford Shutters. Currently running in 4th. He has Fritz right behind him and Nate Maurer. Fritz all over Telltale. Gets a little tap there. No harm, no foul at Martinsville. Caution on the racetrack. Jeremiah Hobbs. Let's take a look here. In the 17 machine, he goes down, hits the little rumble strip a little bit there. That sends the car loosey-goosey out the turn. He went wampus caddy, BJ.
Yeah, just a little bit there, but he gets it gathered back up. It's enough to bring out a caution, but everybody able to avoid him. He avoided the wall, and everybody's getting right back rolling. Or, I believe, fourth caution of the night? Or third?
That's going to be the fourth caution of the night. So let's see here. Wampus caddy, wampus caddy, wampus caddy.
Caddy Wampus. Three drivers coming down pit road this time. It's going to be Mo Abbott, Robbie Richards, Darius Boyd. On the right-hand side of your screen, just before the caution, we saw Darius Boyd get heavy into the outside wall on the right-hand side. Able to continue on, no doubt. He's going to be heading down to get some repairs done to that number 10 machine. Right now, your top five still Silvers, Robertson, Kostritza, Shutters, and Fritz. Your top five right now. Maurer, Lancaster, Iverson, Robinson, and winners stand to be your 10 drivers to come home with 10 bonus points after this stage comes to an end. We're just past halfway. And as it sits right now, James Silvers going to the round of 4. Adam Lancaster, the first man out right now. He's got to make some moves. He's got to make something happen. Sitting in 7th place right now is not going to be enough to take that spot away from the current race leader, James Silvers, in 4th.
Alrighty.
All right.
15 drivers made it here tonight. All 15 are still out. Adam Newbert a lap down after getting heavy damage. Spinning out and hitting the inside wall there. As you see the drivers pacing down the back straightaway. Your pole sitter tonight was Adam Lancaster in the Redneck Nation machine. Led early to the first caution. Adam Lancaster took over, led to the second caution. James Silvers stayed out, took the lead for the restart of the third caution, and he will restart us coming off the 4th caution here. Let's see if he can get a better start. As the drivers will now rack and stack. We're fixing to let it loose out of turn number 4. Do it for Allen. That's Justin Winters, back of his car. Hashtag my city, Darius Boyd there. All right, the pace car is Zed. James Silvers bringing us to the Geico restart zone. He starts, he fires. We're back to racing. James Silvers gets a good start there. So does Brandon Robertson. Robertson to his outside. Look at the Wolf Punch number 46 battling. That's a battle for 3rd and 4th on the track with Shutters to his outside. Shutters giving it everything he has there. Side by side at the line. I mean, one thing I really say, Sean Kostritz has been really strong the past 2 weeks, PJ. Really showing an improvement.
Yeah, he really has, moving up, getting up towards the front, staying up towards the front. Even last week we saw him lead a few laps in that number 46 machine. He's been kind of quiet throughout the season. Sits just outside the playoffs. Unfortunate for him, but hey, he's showing right now that he's going to be a contender coming into next season. Right now, oh, we have a big wreck. Green flag stop. There it goes. We got Darius Boyd comes to a stop to avoid it. Mo Abbott involved. Justin Winters involved.
All right, you can see Jeremiah Hobbs. Oh, he hit the rumble strips, got into Winters. Mo Abbott had nowhere to go. Either did the 12. Mo Abbott parks it right on Tony Iverson's nose there.
Jeremiah Hobbs, second caution of the night. He's already been instructed to park the car. Unfortunate turn of events for him. So he will take that number 17 machine behind the wall. Take it to the race hauler for the night. Your race leader here on caution number 5 is going to be James Silvers, continuing to dominate the later half of the stage. Brandon Robertson second, Radburn Shutters third, Scott Fritz fourth, and Sean Kostritza in fifth. As it stands right now, when we hit the stripe, we'll have 50 laps to go to the end of the stage.
Well, you know, the first 25 went with like a breeze. The last 25 have gone pretty slowly.
Cautions breed cautions.
Well, you only have 15 drivers. So you can't have too many. We won't have no drivers left.
Very true. That is very true.
James Silver's your race leader. Robertson in second. Shutters in third. Fritz and Kostritza, your top 5 here at Martinsville with the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. We're going to look and see at the end of the night the other 3 drivers who will join Scott Fritz in the Final 4 action at Phoenix next week for championship night. Something you don't want to miss here with the Xfinity Series. Truck Series was pretty exciting last night. I believe Keith.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was going to say one thing for sure about the Truck Series. At any given time during that race, anybody in the top 5 could have won that race. We had no idea who was really going to come down with it until about the last 3 laps when Adam Newbert really broke away and was able to pull away and secure himself in that lead position. But we kept having the green-white checkered after green-white checkered. That really threw a wrench in the works. If we have another situation like that here tonight, hold your breath, because we've got 4 drivers in the top 4 right now, all in the playoffs.
Definitely. Coming across my phone right now, BJ. Freeze warning at Arkansas. So we're going to be having a freeze tonight. And by Friday, we're going to be in the upper 80s.
Yeah, we're expecting quite a bit of snow here tonight. So I feel you. Except for the 80s. We don't get the 80s around here anymore. That's long gone for us.
All right, the pace car makes that left-hand turn. The 33 will bring us to the Geico restart zone. Side by side, they're racked and stacked. They hit it. Let's see when he fires. He fires now. Good start. He caught the 2 sleeping there. Looks like Robertson kind of spun his tires on that restart. That allows Shutters to that second spot and Fritz to third. Brandon Robertson is in that 4th spot with Sean Kostritza looking to his inside there. Oh, the 0-1 to Scott Fritz got in the back of Shutters. That kind of bunched him up right there. Out loud, Kostritza to really closing the gap side by side. Now we're 2 by 2. Third on back. Some good racing. Lancaster there on the outside of 971 and Nate Bauer. Bauer will clear him coming down the front straightaway. Kostritza will clear the 2 of Brandon Robertson. Now look at 971. Looks to the inside of Robertson. This is a battle for 4th on the track.
Maurer got a little bit loose for turn number 2. That allowed Robertson to get back ahead of him. Maurer have to check up there in turn number 3 to not get in the back of him. Oh no, another caution. We've got the 1 of Adam Lancaster involved in this one here. Let's see just what happens here on their NLR instant replay. So you see the checkup right there. Looks like it was caused from that checkup with Nate Maurer having to let out for Robertson, driver behind of Lancaster, really with nowhere to go, just gets into him a little bit there, spins him around. I believe that was the 88 of Michael Robinson. There you see the checkup. That forces Lancaster to check up.
He's really lucky no one else got into him.
Yeah, we get that thing spun around, going back straight again. That many drivers right there, right on his back bumper. That could have gotten really bad really quickly, so he definitely did get lucky. Be interested to see what the call from race control is right here. Looks like it might not matter. Michael Robinson is going to bring it down pit road. My personal opinion, though, that is a racing deal. Just a checkup. Nobody had it anywhere to go, really. Michael Robinson going to bring it down pit side anyways.
Still your race leader, James Silvers, Ratbird Shutter, Scott Fritz, your top three. There's Sean Kostritz in the fourth position. Fifth is Brandon Robertson. There's Nate Maurer in the sixth machine. Justin Winters up 6 spots in seventh. There is Adam Lancaster in the wad. Darius Boyd in ninth. Mo Abbott going to take it down pit road to get that vehicle serviced. There's Tony Iverson in the 72 machine. Robbie Richards there in the 12. He got his nose put back on there. Michael Robinson on 88 makes his way back off of pit road.
Out of 15 drivers to take the starting grid, 13 remain in the race. Jeremiah Hobbs, Adam Newbert have called it a night.
Well, all right, the drivers have been told to double it up. Barney says we're going racing again out turn number 4.
Barney's bossy.
Well, someone has to do the job, he says. As we're right on board with Nate Maurer as we take the green for this restart.
On their next caution, you should tell Nate Maurer a joke.
I should tell the joke.
Yeah, like pull up his camera and tell him a joke. See if we can get him laughing on camera.
Green flag is out. You can hear him firing off there. As they head into turn number 1. Oh, Kostritza went high. That allows Bauer to get around him. So is Brandon Robertson there. Down the back straightaway. Bauer goes to the inside. So your top 3 looking like this. Silvers, Fritz's Shutters. That is 1 lap around with Nate Maurer. Going to your side-by-side. Looking at the different views side-by-side.
Their right-hand side, we're following along with Adam Lancaster, the man on the bubble right now, trying to make his way into the Final Four. Sits 1 spot out. Right now, he rides in 9th position, looking for a way to get to the back of Sean Kostritz and get around him. Left-hand side, we've got the drone camera chasing the cars. Everybody in the field kind of single filed out now. Not anybody really pushing. Just 15 laps to go here when we hit the stripe in the stage.
Well, the 0-1 of Scott Fritz. He's holding on to James Silvers for dear life as they come to complete lap number 65 here. As we're on lap number 66. Right there you see Adam Lancaster looking to the inside of Sean Kostritza. That's a battle for 8th and 9th on the board. These two drivers going at it. Give it to Adam Lancaster. Kostritza will give it to him. So we go back to full screen here. Oh, Nate Maurer had to check up. He's currently running in that 4th position. Right ahead of him is Radbird Shutters in the 44. Currently running in 3rd.
You know, Steve,
Huh?
I was going to say, last week we said who we thought was going to make the Final Four. You remember who your picks were?
No, I don't.
I remember mine was Shutters, Fritz. I think it was Shutters, Fritz, Silvers, and Lancaster. Yes, Jason, you're right. I'm asking Steve to remember something from a week ago, and I should know better. But those were my picks, and right now it's not looking good for Lancaster to make his way up there and make his way into the Final Four. So I might be out one of those 3 drivers, or one of those 4 drivers.
Well, surely my 4 are in. I just know they are.
Well, I'm pretty sure you picked Lancaster on it too.
Well, he's in then. Oh, Darius Boyd going high there, high, wide, and handsome. He's going to lose his spots. As we cross the start-finish line, 71 in the books. James Silvers has about a 3-car length advantage over Scott Fritz. Radbird Shutter sitting right there. There's Nate Maurer in 4th. 5th is Braden Robertson. Sean Kostritza falling all the way back to 9th. Tony Iverson missing nose cone on that vehicle. In the 72 machine. Got a little roughed up tonight. There's Darius Boyd into 10. Michael Robinson into 88. Sitting there in 12th position. There is Mo Abbott. In 13th, just riding around. But meanwhile, coming to complete lap number 73.
Silvers has had a fantastic run here so far in the first stage, just leading lap after lap, looking good to get a stage win to secure his spot into the Final Four. And that number 33 machine is we're at on the roof cam of the 01.
Oh.
Scott Fritz. Fritz goes around. Looks like he just got loose down into turns 3, 1, and 2 right there.
On board, we jinxed him.
Steve, are you going back to the Jinx camera?
Well, he might think so. It's a good thing he picked up the win last week and locked himself in. Take a look at your instant replay by NLRA, Nick Litter Racing Association. Right there, the 44, he hits the little rumble strip there, pushes up, gets into him, and around goes Scott Fritz. This time, everybody coming down pit road, BJ.
Yeah, fortunate turn of events for Scott Fritz, but this is the time we would expect everybody to come down pit road. They have called this one the stage with just a handful of laps to go to the end of it. They decided to call this one the stage. It'll give us more laps for the second stage, throwing the wrench in the works for some of these drivers, but our top 10 from that one, well, I will.
Robertson off of pit road first. In that tube machine, it will bring us down to the green flag. Silvers will come off second. There is Radbird Shutters in third. Nate Maurer comes off fourth. Lancaster fifth. Robbie Richards in sixth. There's Sean Kostritza in seventh. Michael Robinson in eighth. Here comes Tony Iverson. Hey, they put the nose back on there, BJ.
Yeah, they did get it put back together. All right, I have our stage results now. It's going to be James Silvers winning stage number 1, Radburn Shutter second, Nate Maurer third, Brandon Robertson fourth, Adam Lancaster fifth, Justin Winters in sixth, Robbie Richards seventh, Sean Kostritza eighth, Tony Iverson ninth, and Michael Robinson 10th in that stage.
Oh, well, Brandon Robertson coming back down pit road.
With a long stage 2 ahead of him, this is not surprising to see him come down pit road for a late stop. Mo Abbott, Justin Winters, those drivers doing the same. Surprised not to see any other takers come down and top off on fuel, though.
Let's see if Barney tells them one to go. And he does. The lights turn off on the pace vehicle. We're going back to green. Out of turn number 4. We're getting the drivers racked and stacked. With 120 laps to go here. James Silvers choose the inside. That's going to allow your post sitter, Nate Maurer, to restart on the outside. See the damage on the rear end of Adam Lancaster's car there in the 1 machine. Coming out turn number 4, head to the Geico restart zone. He fires, good start for him. He caught Nate Maurer sleeping a little bit on that start. That allows Adam Lancaster to look to the inside, and he pushes up a tad bit there. Up against the door, looked like maybe a tad bit of contact. Going into turn number 3. Lancaster up to the door of the 971, out of turn number 4, side by side. Nate Maurer will clear Lancaster for that second spot. Lancaster going to battle back to the inside there. I mean, he's doing pretty good getting the inside to work. Just not enough room for Nate Maurer to come down and shut the door on him right now. As the battle's still going on, side by side for second. Look there, Robbie Richards running in that 4th spot in the 12 machine. He had early damage early on. Oh, contact between the 971 and the 1.
Yeah, it's not what either one of those two drivers wanted. Lancaster does not want a caution to fall back on him, and Maurer does not want to be sent to the rear for being involved in the caution. That's definitely what it's going to look like it's going to happen at this point in time. You see there on the instant replay, just contact down into turns 1 and 2, sending Nate Maurer up to the wall, bringing him to a stop.
Well, this time Lancaster comes in down pit road. So does Brandon Robertson, Scott Fritz, Justin Winters, Darius Boyd, all coming down pit road. James Silvers, Robbie Richards stays out. Sean Kostritz and Michael Robinson in the 88 machine. Currently your top 4. There's the 72 of Tony Iverson. Will restart in the 5th position with Ratbird Shutters right beside him on a restart. And Nate Maurer will restart in 7th after getting spun there. With contact between him and Adam Lancaster.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Robert Richards and the run that he's been having here tonight. And he's stayed pretty quiet back towards the back, involved in a caution early on. Got a little bit of damage to that number 12 machine, but now he sits up in 2nd position. He's had some good pit strategies. He's had some good runs. He's made up the spots, and now he sits in a good position for a race win. He's out of the playoffs, so this is basically just a race for bragging rights. But he's still having a very good run of showing that he still has strength, still has speed that he can carry on into next season. That caution was ruled a racing deal, by the way. Just got word from race control, ruled a racing deal. Neither driver will be ruled at fault. Both drivers remain in their iRacing given position.
Alrighty. Barney's going to say one more time around. Silvers, Richards, Kostritza, Robinson, and Iverson, your top 5 on this restart. Head into turn number 3. Mo Abbott, Adam Lancaster, Jeremiah Hobbs. There's Lancaster. He's still down pit road, PJ.
Yeah, but surprised to see him on pit road for as long as he is. He's on his way out now. 16.7 second pit stop. He must have taken the extra time to get some damages done. I'm wondering if he wasn't starting to overheat a little bit with that front end damage and decided it'd be better to take the repairs and try to get things cleared up in the front of that number one machine to try to cool it down a little bit.
Well, here we go. Pace car pulling off into the pit road. Silvers and Richard side by side as they head out turn number 4, heading to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Oh, Nelly, it got kind of crazy there between the 12 car. Robbie Richards spinning the tires a little bit on that restart. Oh, Sean Kostritza to clear him. We're in the second spot. Look at Tony Alverson now up to that 4th spot. Nate Maurer trying to follow him. He pushed up the 88 Michael Robinson. Robinson going to lose a couple of spots. There's Scott Fritz. Made his way back up to that 6th position. Meanwhile, James Silvers is your race leader. Robbie Richards was all over the tailtake of Sean Kostritza there in the turn. As we're on lap number 90, 110 laps to go. Next time by. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Caution out on the racetrack. That's going to be for the 88 of Michael Robinson.
It looked like he might have just had a little bit of help. You see him all stacked up there behind him, battling for positions. Gets down in the corner. Looks like he pushes tight a little bit. Justin Winters just too close to really make any kind of sudden move, especially with the car to his outside. Just gets to his back bumper right there.
As we watched on the on board with Justin Winters there. That was your NLRA instant replay.
Right now, still leading the way, James Silvers. What a run he's been having here tonight. Started outside pole, now leads the race. Kostritza with another strong run again here late in the season, late in the playoffs for that number 46 team. Riding in second, Robbie Richards. Great run for him. He's up 8 positions into third. Tony Iverson up 8 positions into fourth. Nate Maurer sits in 5th with Scott Fritz going down pit road. It moved Nate Maurer into the 5th position. He's on a charge to try to come back forward in at 971.
Well, maybe tomorrow night we can have Granny Cam.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Granny has a mouth like the fruitcake lady back in the 90s, early 2000s. I had to make BJ watch the fruitcake lady, I believe, last week or week before last.
I think it was the week before her last. I will say this much. I have watched quite a bit of the Fruitcake Lady on YouTube now since then. And it is funny.
The answers she tells she's as blunt honest.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You want some good life advice? Look up the Fruitcake Lady on YouTube.
Jay Leno had her on several times back in the 90s. It was fun. You know, the old days, the olden days.
Yeah, you can't say some of the stuff that she says nowadays. People cry a little bit too much about it.
Yep. Well, we're still under caution here. The 8th caution of the night with the Bluegrass Xfinity Series. James Silver's your race leader. Sean Kostritza in 2nd. Robbie Richards in 3rd. Tony Iverson in 4th. Nate Maurer in 5th. Radbird Shutters in 6th. You know, Radbird Shutters were strong all season long, and it seemed like when we came to playoffs time, he's been mired mid-pack or back most of the races.
He really has been spending a lot more time back towards back. He seems like he's been struggling in qualifying And it's just been an uphill battle ever since. Throughout the season, we saw him qualifying on pole or outside pole, even able to get off to an earlier race to lead, not have to worry about the dirty air, stays up front, gets a move on, gets going forward, and just kind of does his own thing. And right now, he's got to worry about all the other drivers on track. We've not really seen that for him all season long.
All right, coming to the Geico Restart Zone. 33 fires. We're back to racing. A pretty good start there for Sean Kostritza and Robbie Richards. Richards to the inside. Kostritza pushes up. Oh, that's going to bunch them up there. They get it all sorted out. Silvers, Richard, Bauer, Kostritza, Iverson, your top 5 as they come out turn number 4 to complete lap number 97, as we're on lap number 98 right now. As we go look at our side-by-side. As you look right there, mid-pack, you see Adam Lancaster on the right-hand side in the one machine. And on the left-hand side, you see the battle between Nate Maurer and Robbie Richards. Silvers continues to lead here. As we're on lap number 99, the top 3 right there in view on the left-hand side of your screen. A little further back is Sean Kostritza and Tony Iverson. You see him momentarily there getting on the screen. Then look at Darius Boyd. He's up 8 spots in that 6th position. Having a good run mid-race as we're coming to the halfway mark. Halfway down, halfway to go. Here at Martinsville with the Bluegrass Xfinity Series, drivers look like they have calmed down a little bit. Nate Maurer taking a little higher line on entrance there. Think about turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Nate Maurer, your pole sitter tonight, in 971, led to the first caution, came down pit road. Relinquished the lead to the one of Adam Lancaster. He led to the next caution, and it's been the James Silver Show ever since.
It has been the James Silver Show, but I think right now Silvers is in trouble as there are 2 cars heavy on his back bumper. You got Robbie Richards all over his back bumper and Nate Maurer right there in third all over the back bumper of Robbie Richards. These 3 drivers extremely tight to each other. Maurer going to now take a look to the inside of Richards, thinks better, but checks up down into the turn. Almost looked like a little bit of a shock on the face of Nate Maurer right there heading into the turn. Like he might have went into panic mode for a split second there.
Well, he did give him a shot in the shorts. As he's chasing down Robbie Richards in his Toyota. Oh, they push up. Oh, a little contact there. No harm and no foul.
Definitely a little bit frightening there. I'm sure Nate Maurer is. I'm sure he's puckered up a little bit and not liking what he's seeing ahead of him. He's talked about it earlier. This track is extremely hard to pass. It's extremely tight. You want to get that inside. You got to force a mistake out of the drivers in front of you. He gets a look to the inside of the 12 machine. Now side by side for that second position. He's going to bring Sean Kostritza along with him. Down the front straightaway now, still side by side. Robbie Richards fighting back hard on the outside. Contact between those 2 drivers. Robbie Richards all the way up by the wall. Holds on to it, continues on, but he's going to lose 2 spots. Back to 4th.
Oh, Nelly! Tony Iverson got into the back of Robbie Richards, and really, I don't know if that, you can't really blame that on Tony, because, I mean, see Robbie Richards there, it just looked like Richards got off the gas way earlier than Tony Iverson did, and than most drivers.
I'm not sure.
See, right there, and he's on the brakes there. You can see the front end bobble.
It looks to me as though Tony Iverson went to take a shot to the inside and try to get that charge to the inside, but did not quite hit the braking point right to do it. Just kind of got on him a little bit too hard. Right there, you see a left front tire locking up a little bit. That's what's going to cause him to get loose, unload the rear end, and send that car around. So he does make contact, but I think he was going to wreck before the contact was even made. I think he just missed his braking point.
Well, Robertson, Lancaster, Richards, Fritz, Shutters, Robinson, winners all down pit road. James Silvers elects to stay out in the 33 machine. Sean Kostritza now will restart second. And look at Darius Boyd in the top 3 there.
And Boyd has really had a turnaround. Struggled early in this race, turned things around and got moving. He's up 11 positions into that 3rd spot right now. What a fantastic job he is doing.
The Pioneer, car number 10. Oh, Abbott, there's Tony Iverson getting some repairs done in that machine. There's Justin Winters, all you Justin Winters fans. He's currently in the 11th spot. Radbird Shutters will restart in the 8th position. James Silver's just looking for a long green flag stint. Haven't had it tonight. 9 cautions plagued the race so far here. This is when Granny starts to get agitated. You know, she's old and senile. She tries to go to bed early, but she has to cheer on her drivers.
Is she bouncing up and down in her seat again?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
All right, lights go out. We're going to restart about a turn number 4. The drivers are getting racked and stacked. At the end of the race, we're going to find out the other 3 drivers making it on to the Final 4 next week. As we head into Phoenix, don't forget tomorrow night is the Cup Series here at Martinsville. Pace car pulls off. James Silvers will bring us to the Geico restart zone. He fires, green flag is out. Good start there. Darius Boyd got caught sleeping there. Looked like he spun the tires. That's going to allow the 971 and Nate Maurer and Adam Lancaster to get around him. Nate Maurer back up in that 3rd spot. Go look to the inside of Sean Kostritza. He clears him out of turn number 4. He was going to bring along Adam Lancaster. Lancaster to the inside. Now Lancaster takes over that 3rd spot. Kostritza falls back to 4th. There is Radbird Shutters. He restarted in the 8th position. Now up to 5th. Darius Boyd, after spinning those tires, has fallen back to the 7th spot. There's Scott Fritz there. Him and Robbie Richards battling side by side. Darius Boyd and the 2 of Brandon Robertson battling side by side. Robertson clears them. Going into the turn. Meanwhile, James Silvers. There's Tony Iverson making his way back on track. A couple of laps down there. James Silvers continues to lead on lap number 115. In the books on lap number 116 now. Nate Maurer and Lancaster in the tail tank trying to follow them around. They want to get around. They want to lead a little bit, BJ. As you look at Maurer trying to set him up as they go into turn number 3. Look at Lancaster going to the high side there. 971 on the tail tank of the 33 of James Silvers.
Yes, Silver's got to not make mistakes right now. Oh, hard shot. Maurer apologizing. Good camaraderie right there. But right now, Silvers just has to not make any mistakes. Maurer's considerably quicker than him now. He's going to take a look to the inside down the front straightaway. He keeps ducking down there, keeps taking a look at it. But Silver's just running a smooth line right there, keeping the door closed for Nate Maurer. Contact once again through 1 and 2 between those 2 drivers. Maurer starting to look impatient, starting to give him shots here and there, trying to get him off balance, trying to get in his head a little bit. Kostritza running right there in that 4th spot. He's running right behind the race leader's teammate, the 44 of Radburn Shutters. Shutters having a good run for himself now, working his way forward, sitting in that 4th spot right now. He's our points leader, safe to go into the playoffs, but no doubt he wants to get up there and get more points to, just reassure that position. Right now, his teammate, James Silvers, looking for that race win to lock himself in.
As it comes out, turn number 4, 80 laps to go for James Silvers. There is the 971 and Nate Maurer. Right ahead of him is the lap car of the 48 of Bo Abbott there. As they head into turn number 3, Lancaster right there in that 3rd spot. He wants to lock himself in. Radbird Shutters right there in the 4th spot. There is Sean Kostritza. Robbie Richards and Scott Fritz battling side by side on the track. That's a battle for 6th and 7th on the board. Oh, Fritz pushes up, gets into Robbie Richards. He goes high, wide, and handsome. Makes a little contact with the outside wall. Now you see a lap car. That's Tony Iracing and right on the inside of Richards. Justin Winters right behind him, currently in 10th. Meanwhile, Nate Maurer continues to try to chase down a race leader, James Silvers, here at Martinsville with 124 laps.
Yeah, the laps now starting to wind down pretty quickly for these guys here later in the race. Maurer still all over the back bumper of that number 33 machine. Lap traffic coming into play, though. That's going to be Mo Abbott just up ahead of those three drivers right there that are fighting for position. You see quickly and hard on the brakes for the 33 heading down into the corner. He's braking a bit earlier than Nate Maurer is to get into the corners. That tells me that James Silvers has worn his tires out, is in need of getting down pit road and getting a new tire set. Maurer still all over his back bumper. He's done a good job of saving them in that 972.
He definitely has. As you see him coming down the front of the straightaway. Robert's pretty much single filed out throughout the race and surface. Now they're just trying to collect some laps. Oh, there you see the 48 pulls to the inside, allows your leaders to get around them. He knows the top two are battling pretty heavy there. He didn't want to be involved in, didn't want to cause them to have some kind of problems. Look at Nate Maurer now looking to the outside momentarily. Maurer entering differently than James Silvers. Didn't really gain anything there in turns 1 and 2. Let's see what happens in turn number 3. He's going to diamond it off a little easier, BJ.
Yeah, much later entry that time for Nate Maurer. Here he does it again, running a very late entry, very late breaking point in the 971 machine, just trying to figure everything out that he can to get by James Silvers. Silvers just continuing to stay nice and smooth, not making any mistakes, and not opening any doors for Maurer to get by him. He knows that if Maurer gets by him, he's going to start running away with it. He's considerably faster than Silvers right now. So Silvers just has to continue to stay smooth. If he stays smooth, he doesn't open the doors. He doesn't allow that window of opportunity for Maurer to get by him.
As you look, we're on a side-by-side now. On the left-hand side of the screen, you see the battle between the top 3. And on the right-hand side, you see the battle there. That is Sean Kostritza, 2 of Brandon Robertson, Scott Fritz in there. So that's about a 5th, 6th, and 7th as we watch right now the battle between 1st and 2nd. Those two are starting to pull away from Adam Lancaster as we're on lap number 133, coming out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Nate Maurer, you see him right there. You know, he might be getting a little impatient. He might be wanting that lead. I think if he gets around James Silvers, he's going to take off and just leave him.
I do believe that is the case as well, but Silver's doing a very good job to not make any mistakes, not let Maurer get into his head right now. That's all he has to do. So we ride on board with Nate Maurer in that number 971. If he continues to apply pressure, he will eventually get Silvers to make a mistake, as long as he doesn't make a mistake himself and doesn't wear his tires out. But this is not an easy track to pass. Talked about it a couple times earlier. It's honestly, it's one of the hardest places to pass, especially once the tires get old. You have to either force a mistake or wait for a mistake from the driver in front of you, from the driver like James Silvers. Steve, there's a really good chance that's not going to happen, and it's all going to come down to the pit stops.
Definitely see him coming out. Turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Complete lap number 137 or 6. As we're on lap number 137 there. As we're watching onto the fan cam sitting in the front straightaway stands, you can see this is how it looks around here. Sitting on the lower side of the stands.
Dude, I think I'd rather sit in the nosebleeds up at the top.
Your top 4 now. You throw a blanket over them. As the caution out on the racetrack for the 10th time tonight. An LRA instant replay. It looks like Robinson shut the door on Tony Iverson there.
You see winners to the inside of...
Oh, I said Iverson.
Robbie.
It was winners.
Yeah, winners to the inside of Richards. And I think Richards was trying to say no and left winners with nowhere to go. Just kept running them down the track till they hit the inside wall, and then the grass shoved them both up the track, and around went Richards. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not race controlling this one. I knew who I'd put it in, but that's not my call.
Well, everybody coming down pit road. They're going to get some fresh new tires and some Noco race fuel. See Lancaster leaving pit road. The 33 Silvers beats Nate Maurer off. Lancaster comes off third with Shutters and Robertson, your top 5, coming off of pit road there. Sarah cheering on Justin Winters and Adam Lancaster. Here to kill Racing cheering on Maurer. Well, this race has been definitely interesting, BJ. Several cautions have plagued this race. And just really, makes you revert back to the Truck Series last night. Yeah, they had cautions, but not as many. And they had more drivers out there.
Yeah, and I get the feeling as the week goes on here at Martinsville, each series is going to have more cautions. And we actually had 12 cautions last night in the Truck Series. So we got 2 cautions to go yet in the series to tie the trucks.
And 3 of them came to green-white checkers, BJ, last night.
That's right, they did. 3 of them to green-white checkers. Threw some interesting wrenches in the works to come to a close on that race, but ultimately coming out to Adam Newbert locking himself into the final 4. The lights are out on the pace car. Everybody's doubled back up. Silvers and Maurer on the front row. Lancaster, Shutters on the second row. Robertson and Fritz in the third row. Last caution roll to Racing Deal. Drivers will continue on.
All right, they're going to come down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. They fire off. James Silvers with a good start there. Nate Bauer right there goes to the outside in turn number 1. He's going to try to power himself out in turn number 1, but he can't do it. Silvers will clear him out turn number 2. Lancaster in that third spot there with Radburn Shutters in fourth. Brandon Robertson right there, the tube machine under attack because you have the 46 and the 01 of Scott Fritz battling side by side there. These two drivers have been going at it all night, as we said. Chuck Strickson having a good run late in the season, especially last week in his Wolf Pumps, car number 46. You know, maybe I need to talk to him. Maybe I need to sponsor him. I don't know. We'll see. We need a Wotel car out here.
We need a Wotel and a UDTV car out here. Just a Wotel UDTV car.
Oh,
Strickson.
Ooh, got loose coming off the turn there. Oh, the Mo Abbott going around.
Initially looked like he had help through turns. I believe that was turns 3 and 4.
Oh, the 10, Darius Boyd gets in the back of him. Well, if you haven't made your way down to the concession stands, go ahead and do so now. Grab you a hot dog, nachos, a Frito chili pie, or some of Granny's warm milk on this cold night here at Martinsville.
It sounds as though there was Yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. Sounds like there was contact between the 10 and the 7 car that sent the 10 of Darius Boyd up into Mo Abbott to send Mo Abbott around. So 7 made contact with the 10 when he was trying to re-enter the track after coming out of the pits. Got into the 48.
Under our 11th caution of the night. I mean, BJ can use that milk to make you some hot cocoa. I mean...
Indeed.
I mean, on a cold night, you could always use some hot cocoa, keep you warm. I know right now, Jason Collins probably down there in the concession stand getting him a hot cocoa. He said it's been a long night. He says
Jason Collins?
Yes, he wants double shot Grady's milk.
Well, he said he was going elsewhere and getting something a little stronger than milk. but at any rate, Jason also agreed with us that we need a Woto and UDTV car out there. I think I might tinker around and post one to see if we have any takers to drive it in the championship round.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this. Most drivers, winning drivers in other leagues, had a Wotel sticker on them. Won't mention names. But it's been asphalt. It's been asphalt too in other races. So, I mean, that logo's been kind of,
lucky
for some people.
Has indeed.
But normally I only pay the best. I do homework before I start sending off checks.
Out of that, or he has me do the homework. Don't let him fool you.
Let me tell you, there's been a couple times I had to go to the bank and request that money come back. That's for sure. Stop payment. All right, the pace car pulling off. We're coming back to your restarts. The drivers are racked and stacked one more time. Silver is going to bring us to the Geico restart zone. He fires green flag, and good start for James Silvers in a 33 machine. 971 of Bauer goes to the inside there. He will clear. Adam Lancaster and the 44 of Radburn Shutters as they come down the back straightaway. They're side by side for third. The one's going to clear Shutters now. Give Adam Lancaster the third spot as they come out turn number 4. 47 laps to go next time by for James Silvers in that 33 machine. As they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. The drivers are pretty much single filed. Nate Maurer, he looked to the inside momentarily. He thought better of it. He fell back in line. He knows his car is strong, but he wants it there at the end as they head into turn number 1. Nate Maurer closed up on the back bumper out turn number 2 down the back straightaway.
It's been a struggle to make that pass for the race lead. He's been faster than Silvers for quite a while now. Now that they're on fresher tires, it looks like Silver might actually have the edge on Maurer. As I say that, Maurer closes right back up. He has a bit of a later braking point right now than what James Silvers does, and that's allowing him to close a lot of ground on entry of the corner. Right now, though, Lancaster very strong right behind Nate Maurer, putting pressure on Maurer as well, and don't count out Radburn Shutters riding in fourth.
As we look on your side-by-side there, watching the lead pack on their left-hand side and watching towards the back, Sean Kostritza, Scott Fritz, and I believe that's Tony Iracing on your right-hand side of the screen. 157 laps in the books here at Martinsville as they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Try to get another rhythm again, these drivers. And by doing that, look at Lancaster now closed up on the back of Nate Maurer. Nate Maurer into 971 as we look at his live look in. I should unmute the mic and yell at him, but won't do that.
Don't do it unless we're under caution. It doesn't look like he's coming down, or he's already come out of the pits. Then you mic up and tell him some kind of dad joke or something. Just tell him some really bad joke to see if we can get him laughing.
Yell at him, I told you to pit.
Or I told you not to.
Use the bumper. We can try that too. We can get someone on campus and see if we can control them for the whole race. They have to do whatever we say to do. That could be dangerous.
Yeah, that really could be. Maybe that's why we don't have say in the race.
Maybe so. Because I'll be like, use the bumper. I'll be yelling at him, use the bumper, you fool. BJ be trying to hit the mute button.
Yeah. I'll be like, I'm out, guys.
That's where on lap number 163, 162 in the books. Oh, Bauer gets in the back of him. Silver saves it. Wow.
What did you do, Steve?
Well, let's look at the instant replay. You see him right there. Gets into the side of him. Gets him around. Good save there for James Silvers in the 33 machine.
Is he listening to us? Listening to you? I'm just speechless at the simple fact that you were just sitting here joking about it, and then he does.
I promise you, I'm not controlling these people.
Well, on that note, Tony Iverson into the wall a little bit further back to the field, but I do believe on that note that Nate Maurer has finally said, I've had enough of staying behind you. I'm faster than you, and I am coming.
And he's starting to pull away from the one as James Silvers, he wants back up there. He wants a piece of this revenge, maybe. You never know as we're coming to 34 laps to go here at Martinsville. Is Nate Maurer, Lancaster, Silver's your top three. Silver's going to look to the inside of Lancaster. Thought better of it. He'll fall back in line as they go into turn number 3. Lancaster will enter lower there. Uh-oh.
Okay, that one's you. I thought that one was me.
Nope, it's me.
I think we're good now. I think we're good. But heavy pressure all over the back bumper of Adam Lancaster, James. And caution flag waves again here on lap number 168.
As you look at Sean Kostritza, the 46 machine. Right there. Oh, the 72 gets in the back of the 88. Then Kostritza gets in the back of the 88. And then Robbie Richards gives them a shot in the shorts, turn them around. Brandon Robinson, Scott Fritz, Tony Iverson all making it down pit road.
Yeah, I expect to see these drivers take 4 tires, take fuel, get back on track, and really put some heavy pressure on the leaders right now. When we get going back green, the top 4 drivers, Maurer, Lancaster, Silvers, Shutters, those guys did not pit, but the rest of them down pit road. I expect tires, fuel, and some awesome racing to the end of this race. Just 30.
Let's see here, BJ.
20, we'll see, right about 27.
Nate Maurer, wave to your fans if you can hear me. Wave to your fans. Can you hear me? Wait to your fans, Nate. He's looking like, where's that sound coming from?
I don't know. He might have muted you, Steve.
He might have. I scared him earlier. He might have been, Looks like he has a little mullet going on, BJ.
Well, yeah, that's worth like an extra 25% of horsepower. Trust me, I used to have one.
They flap in the wind.
Oh yeah, that's like 25 more horsepower.
It keeps the car on all fours.
That's right. Now I don't have one. You see how often I flip the car?
Nate Maurer bring us back to green with Lancaster on his outside. But you know what? James Silvers, he might want to restart the outside, BJ. I'm just saying. Strategically, if you gave someone a shot in the shorts, you definitely don't want to start in front of them.
Well, and here's the catch-22. Even if he chooses on the outside, that is James Silver's teammate lined up behind of him even then. So, I think you're in trouble no matter which way you go at this point.
Well, on this restart, he better get on the gas and get the hell out of Dodge. All right, the pace car making that hard left-hand turn. Nate Maurer and Adam Lancaster bring the field back to green. Up into the Geico restart zone. He fires off. Good start there for the 971 of Nate Maurer.
Ooh.
Oh, Lancaster into the wall.
Really, really bad start for Lancaster. Maurer, excellent job on that start to absolutely just take off like a shot out of a cannon. Watch Lancaster right here on this start just bobble. Looks like when he shifted the car, it just shot out from under him, shot him up to the wall. That is not what the driver of the number 1 machine wants, but right now it is going to be the 971 and the 33 breaking away from everybody else. No doubt James Silvers wants his revenge on Nate Maurer, and he wants to take that race win at the same time. Battle for third spot right now. You've got Brandon Robertson and Radburn Shutters. Shutters been strong all season long. He's now caught up to Brandon Robertson for that third and final podium position.
Scott Fritz has made his way back up into the top 5. There's Sean Kostritza, the 46, currently running his 6th. Tony Iverson made his way back up the 7th spot there. There's Michael Robinson, 88 in 8th. Adam Lancaster, after that restart, has fallen back to the 9th position, battling with the 10 of Darius Boyd, who's a lap down. In 10th spot is Justin Winters. Mo Abbott currently running in the 11th. And again, Darius Boyd running in 12th. Meanwhile, James Silvers is starting to close in the gap between him and Nate Maurer as they come out of the turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Maurer, he's stronger out of turn number 4, but the entrance in turn number 1 and 2 there, BJ Silvers, is a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it's almost funny to see. It almost looks as though Maurer was able to gauge his entries off of James Silvers when he was behind him, and that's what allowed him to close that gap. Now he doesn't have anybody to gauge it off of, and he doesn't seem to be running as fast as Silvers right there behind him, still applying quite a bit of pressure and actually faster than Nate Maurer the last several times by.
Definitely, let's go back to the side-by-side. Watch the front 2 drivers there. Oh, Silvers thought about it. A little bump and run with 20 laps to go. He had to get on the binders. They kind of hurt him there. That allowed Brandon Robertson to close up the hip pocket of the 33 of James Silvers as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 19 laps to go for Nate Maurer. Nate Maurer in the 971 was your pole sitter tonight. He led to the first caution, made a pit stop, fell back, made his way back up, running in the top 5 majority of the race until he got around a few laps ago, got around James Silvers for the race lead. Meanwhile, Silvers closing up on the hip pocket there of him. You gotta wonder if you're Nate Maurer, when is Silvers going to make his move? Is
he? You know, it goes right back to the same situation whenever Silvers was leading over Maurer. It all comes down to not making mistakes. Now, once you're the race leader, even if the driver behind of you is faster, you run your line, you run your race, you avoid making any mistakes. If the driver behind you is going to hit you, you do everything you can to keep that car underneath of you and not come out of your line. He opens the door for James Silvers, get underneath. Silvers with contact. Maurer able to hold on to it. Silvers checks up. Silvers now under pressure from the 2 of Brandon Robertson.
got in a little hot there. Silvers did have to get heavy on the binders, not getting the back of Nate Maurer as they're down in the back straightaway into turn number 3, your top 3. Around about car length in between each one of them as we are now to your butt kicker, 15 to go here at Martinsville. Silvers now closes up on Nate Maurer as they exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Looking on your right hand side of the screen, you see Sean Kostritza there. Sean Kostritza, and I believe that's the 0 wad of Scott Fritz. That's the battle for his 5th and 6th on the track. So right now, Sean Kostritza has the top 5. Scott Fritz picked up the win last week at Charlotte. And right now, with 14 to go, we're going to have battle for the race lead heading into turn number 3.
Silvers gets a look the inside of Maurer side by side off the corner. You know, we saw the move from Maurer to take the race lead from Silvers. Maurer all the way up to the wall, pushes tight on the outside. That's going to allow Brandon Robertson to come by. Now here comes Radburn Shutters. Shutters right to the back bumper, almost making contact to Nate Maurer. Maurer almost looks as though he's overdriving the car now that the pressure is on against him. He's got to have to fight Robertson and...
Oh! Wow!
No! What did we just witness? Yeah. Okay.
Going into the turn, Brandon Robertson got all over. Let's rewind this a tad bit. So here they come. Down the front straightaway. Silvers gets off the 2. Robertson just gets him in the back. That's going to allow Nate Maurer to get around him. And then the 33 tries to correct it. Wow.
He gets his teammate and he gets Brandon Robertson. All in one shot. Steve, I'm speechless.
And look at this. Silvers will stay. He will restart in second there. And that's
Well,
going to allow Scott Fritz to restart in third.
I guess technically using the wall, his teammate of Radburn Shutters, and the two of Brandon Robertson, between all three of those, James Silvers did technically save the car. He just used everything to do it.
Well, it took a group effort.
It did. So I mean, he is not the car that the caution was credited for. Whew. I'm speechless right there. You saw the contact between the two and the 33. 33 loses it when he gets back on it. The weight of the car was all off balance. Goes across the nose of the 44 because he comes back up the track. Across the nose of the 2. Smacks the wall. Straightens out and continues on.
I don't even know how Nate Bauer made it by.
I don't either. See, and Collins is calling this one right so far. He says this is a tricky one to call. So the contact between the 2 and the 33. Woohoo! I think I just broke my fan beside me. But at any rate, the contact between the 2 and the 33 happened on entry of the corner. The 33 got it corrected for the most part, had the car under control, but when it got back on the grass, it broke loose. So does that one fall back on the contact between the 33 and the 2? Or does it fall back on the 33 when he gets back on the gas? Sounds as though Race Control is going to call it a racing deal. I'm going to lean towards the same, but man, that one is a hard one to call.
Well, if you kind of look at it, I mean, yeah, he gained control, but really, technically, he never really gained control after going sideways. So, yeah, race the deal. I'll go with that. That sounds like a good plan as we're coming back to the Geico restart zone. Out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Nate Maurer gets a good start there. So does James Silvers. Silvers in that second spot. There is Scott Fritz. There you see Sean Kostritza and Radburn Shutters. As we're coming into turn number 3. Silvers is right there. Coming to the Roasted Jim's Coffee. 5 laps to go here at Martinsville.
This caution could have been exactly what Nate Maurer needed. Obviously, it allowed him to get back to the race lead. But now, if he can continue on and not make any mistakes, he sits in position to win the race after losing it to James Silvers in that battle. Over on the right-hand side of your screen, actually, we got him on both screens now, just 2 different views. You got the battle with Sean Kostritza moving his way forward. He's actually looking quicker than a 33 James Silvers right now. Silvers a little bit of a mistake right there. Has to check up. Kostritza all over his back bumper. Contact was made, but both drivers able to continue on. Kostritza looks to the inside, gets to the door. Contact. They're able to hold on, continue going. Good driving by both of them side by side for second.
And Silvers allows Kostritza to take over that second spot. And look at Justin Winters. Where did he come from? With 2 laps to go, down to top 4. Meanwhile, the 971, Nate Bauer continues to lead, and Sean Kostritza is closing up on him, BJ.
Kostritza right there and hungry for a race win. He's out of the playoffs, but don't count him out for the race win. White flag is flying. It's the final lap. No more caution flags will be thrown. Mistake out of Nate Maurer. Kostritza to the inside for the race lead. Side by side down the back straightaway down into turn number 3.
Oh, coming out of turn number 4, picking up the first win of the season. Give it to Shankar Stritza in the 46. Nate Maurer will come home second. And look at Justin Winters coming home in third tonight here at Martinsville. What a race, BG. A first-time winner this season?
I did not see that coming. Sean Kostritza wins the race. Nate Meyer falls to second. James Silvers finds himself in fourth. Winners made his way to the podium right at the end as well. What just happened?
He's trying to get those donuts. You know, he hasn't been able to do them. So now he's getting to go. He's going to give it all he's got. He's going to try and blow up that car tonight. This is going to be a party down in the Wolf Pumps camp. That's for sure. Shocker Stritza picking up the win, going into turn number 3. Him and Nate Bauer side by side. As we take a look at it, they side by side there. How about that? A first time winner. Let's take a look at your official results. On the board, Sean Kostritza picking up the win. Nate Maurer, your post center night, comes home in second. Third will be Justin Winters. James Silvers will come home fourth. Fifth will be Darius Boyd. Sixth will be Michael Robinson. Seventh will be Adam Lancaster. And Scott Fritz will pick up a top 8 tonight.
It's going to be Radburn Shutters, Mo Abbott, rounding out the top 10. Tony Iverson, Brandon Robertson, Robbie Richards, Jeremiah Humps, and Adam Newbert will round out your 15 car field here tonight.
What a race. What a race. Now that is some bragging rights right there. That's for sure. Alrighty. As we are fixing to go pit side for post-race interviews. All right, coming home in third tonight, up 10 spots and start the races. Justin Winters from Henderson, Kentucky. Congratulations with the top 3 finish there.
Thank you, sir.
It looked like at the end, I really wasn't expecting you to be there, just to be honest. I looked up and there you were.
I would agree with that assessment very much so. It was a crazy night.
I mean, that car looks like it has scratches all over it.
Yeah, it's a Martinsville racer, that's for sure.
So, describe to us how your night went.
Exactly how the car looks. Beat the crap up, guys. Beat up.
Definitely has some rear end damage there. I mean, in the final couple laps there, I mean, how'd you get around James Silvers and them?
I think we saved a set of tires and we pitted under that last caution. And I think Sean and I had the same idea. He just got to it first. So we had freshies, and even around short old Martinsville, fresh tires make a big difference. So we saved that last set.
Well, Sarah cheered you on.
Shout out to my mom.
Yep, she says, good job, son. So you made her proud with a top 3. I mean, so what are we going to expect in Phoenix? So you have a top 3 tonight. Can we expect to win at Phoenix?
I actually am pretty good at Phoenix, but I know the playoff guys will be fast there. It's always how it usually plays out. But we'll see. I'm sure I made every car except for my teammate mad. Probably even made him mad a little bit too. So who knows? I may not make it a lap around Phoenix.
Oh well, you'll make it. You'll make it. Definitely go ahead. Let's go ahead and give out shout out to your sponsors who makes it all possible for you.
First of all, I want to shout out to Old School Diecast, Deb in Evansville, Indiana. Get all your diecast at her store. Um, an invested brand, Jermaine Teamer. They do a lot of stuff for unfortunate people. So shout out to Invested Brand. Huffman Designs, always got a cool design on a car. John Kinder or Kinder Performance. Shout out to John Kinder and Pops. They inspire me to keep doing this racing. So that's what we got, folks.
All right, Justin Winters up 10 spots and start of the race coming home with a top 3 tonight. Congratulations and good luck going into Phoenix next week.
We'll see you guys at Phoenix.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's see here. BJ, I believe you caught up with our second place finisher tonight.
That's right. I've caught up with the second place finisher, the 971 of Nate Maurer. Man, Nate, what a strong car you had all night long. And to lose the lead on the last lap like that, man, tell us how you're feeling right now.
I felt like I should have saved myself $10 tonight and went to bed early, you know? Won't be so tired tomorrow morning. Nah, it was, I've been looking forward to this race since what lap was it that I took Justin Winters and myself out last week, which never done that in my life, man. I very rarely ever make mistakes that cost other people big problems, and pretty much it put me and Justin Winters into a must-win. And honestly, tonight, I even told my spotter, Justin White, I said, if me and Justin Winters are racing side by side here at the end of this thing, I'm going to let him go because I put him in this situation. Then it came down between me and Sean there, and once I seen James Silvers let him go by, which James had to let him go by because if I would have won this race, I think it would have knocked James out. So when I seen James let Sean go by, I knew it was over. But I was hoping James would have been smart enough to let him to know that if Sean would have won, he'd still be in. But if I won, he'd be out. But no, good race. Justin did a good job calling pits and tires and stuff. And I just wish I would have took tires now there. But then again, James probably wouldn't let me get around like he did Sean. So I don't know. I messed up going into what was it? Turn 1, turn 3, last lap. I forget where it was, but I effed up and came in with a P2 because of it.
Well, it was definitely an exciting finish. Probably one of the best finishes that we've seen all season long as far as the battles coming to the end of the race goes. Walk us through some of the earlier parts of the race a little bit.
Yeah, that first caution came out. I think I chose to stay out. Well, not me, my teammate. I mean, my spotter, Justin White. He's like, let's stay out. So I stayed out, and guys like James and them pitted. And then next caution, I pitted. They stayed out. And then it seems like I was stuck around that 5th and 6th spot. And then just couldn't make any ground. And then the wrecks, I could have tried getting around James on that one long run where I was just staying behind him. I bumped him a couple times, but it seemed like you just give somebody a little bump here, they spin around, and I don't want to do that to anybody. Don't want to do it to James. So I just chose to ride behind him. And then the next run, I actually get into him and spin him around, and he fell back to 3rd, so it wasn't that bad. Then there, towards the end there, I became a huge Brandon Robertson fan because I think he took out James for me, and then I wasn't a Brandon Robertson fan anymore because I didn't win the race. But it was a good race, man. It seemed like the fresh tires were good, but it was so hard to pass clean. I mean, I know I don't know how many cautions we had, but way too many for only having 13, 14, 15 guys in here tonight. I wish we could have got green flag pit stops in and everything else because they are really fun in Martinsville. But I don't know. Didn't get to see really pit strategy play out here, and on the next one. But just because we're not in the Final Four next week doesn't mean we're just gonna sit back and let the Final Four guys shoot off away from us. We're gonna go there and battle.
Well, to answer the question on how many cautions you had 12 cautions, 13 counting the stage. But overall, man, you still had a great race. You had a good finish, running in second place right there. Not quite a win, but congratulations all the same. Go ahead and take your sponsor shots. Everyone make it possible.
Got to shout out to Redneck Nation on my on my car. Shout out to you guys for broadcasting this thing every week. Shout out to Jason for running this league. Can't wait to come back next season. I guess I'm coming back next season. I always say I'm not because I'm mad right now, but I'll be back. Shout out to my spotter, Justin White, taking his time every Tuesday night. I spot him Monday nights. He spots me Tuesday nights. Shout out to all the drivers in here. James, I mean, I thought for sure he was going to give me the bumper there when he was on me. I didn't pay back, but thanks to him for not taking me out. And also good win to Sean. Finally good to see somebody new winning in here other than Radburn shitters. So, yeah, it's good stuff in here.
Alrighty, that is Nate Maurer. Steve?
You can definitely hear disappointment in him right there. Alrighty. Picking up his first win of the season. Congratulations, Sean.
Hell yeah, I appreciate it. What a heck of a finish here. Yeah, I thought we were gonna be pretty good here, but I didn't know we were gonna be this good. And thank God I came in for tires on that last caution. I was right in back of that last wreck, and I'm like, everybody behind me is gonna take tires anyway, no brainer. So, but yeah, kind of mistimed the last restart. I wanted to get in back of Scott Fritz and just mistimed that. The 44 had to go into the pits and got around Scott and kind of made my way back up in the second. And I was like, I'm going to give it all I can without wrecking Nate. I mean, I know Nate was part of the championship 4 or, the battle to get in. So I was terrified to wreck that guy. I just wanted to tiptoe around him and hey, he can't beat fresh tires. So yeah, super pumped, super pumped. I can't tell you how much I've worked towards this. So
Well, so you always can look for sponsors, right?
yes, sir.
So
We're looking for him actually.
you are. So how would someone go about getting sponsoring you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Or else I'd have one. I mean, Will Pumps is gonna be falling off at the end of this year, and yeah, the car is wide open. So there you go.
Ah. Well, don't go far after this race, okay? Don't go far.
Sounds great.
All right, Sean Kostritza. I mean, your first win of the season there. You're definitely pumped going into Phoenix next week. And really, honestly, you really came on strong the last couple of races here. So now you can look forward to next season with the momentum on your side.
Yeah, absolutely. This is how you can't finish out a season any better than this. And pretty much playing with house money, no pressure or anything like that, which makes it nice, but not nice at the same token. But yeah, hopefully this momentum, we can ride that wave all the way into next season. Things are just starting to click, slow down for me, and just doing a heck of a lot of practice. That's mainly what I've been doing the whole season, but for some reason the last couple weeks it's just been clicking for me, and Lady Luck is on our side too. So
All right. So, you know what you got to think now, right?
yes, sir. Um, no, I want to thank the Bluegrass Racing Series for sure. Wolf Pumps, the good Lord above, my parents, Lisa watching down in Mississippi, my boy Blake. We did it, Blake. My girlfriend. Thank you guys up in the booth. You guys are second to none. Like I said, like I told Jason earlier today, I've been watching this series, this Bluegrass series, for the last 3 years now, at least. I didn't even have a rig when I started watching this, so just to be a part of this, I'm so thrilled. And it's just it's the proof is in the pudding. It just makes you a better racer. Everybody challenges you, but everybody races clean too. So that's that's respectable too. And I try to do the same as well.
Awesome. That is Sean Kostritza picking up the win here at Martinsville. Well, BJ, we're going to say good night. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Cup Series. And Thursday night is the dirt tracking with the Bluegrass Iracing Series Pro Elite models. You don't want to miss out, definitely Thursday night. But until tomorrow night, we're going to say good night and God bless. Y'all be safe out there.